everyone. I'm here, and half of Richard's here.
Hey, I was making a note for tomorrow morning. So if I don't make a note now, guess what I'm going to do?
What's tomorrow morning?
I have got to be in Beverly Hills for a show.
Oh, my.
Yes. And if I didn't write the note down, guess what? I wouldn't be there tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Uh-oh. Is this a new show?
Yeah, I booked it last week.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those, all day ones. All day long.
Well, welcome, everyone. We're going to do our weekly recording for episode 319 of Skywalking Through Neverland. And this time, it's not only wraparounds. We're basically going to record the whole show, right?
Yep, the whole show, the whole main topic, which is Muppet guest appearances on other shows. Not guest appearances on the Muppet shows, but when the Muppets were guest appearances on other shows.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
I think I got that.
All
Nice.
right, good.
Awesome. Well, yay. So we should be live streaming on Twitch and on Facebook and on YouTube right now. So we hope you can join us. I know it's kind of in the middle of the afternoon.
For some.
But yeah, for some.
What's the end? Is it the end? When does evening start?
Well, I don't know, like 5? I would say 5 is like the
Okay.
definitive evening.
Then we're
because
recording pre-evening then.
We're recording in the late afternoon for us.
Yes.
I suppose. Ooh.
What did that mean?
That means that someone followed us, or look, someone liked it.
Oh.
Yay!
Hey, says Courtney.
Yay! There we go. There's some comments. How exciting. All right. So yeah, if you are watching right now, give a comment, and your comment will show up here. In fact, I'm going to
She switched to Twitch.
resize this.
There
Good job.
are too many labels and menus on this board now.
What? No, there's not.
Well, look at all these events and listings and stuff and
what's
mini
going on?
feeds and feeds
But it's exciting.
and micro feeds and inner feeds.
Well, it's just fun, I guess. Okay.
I'm not saying it's not. It's a lot of fun.
We're going to talk some more Muppets because after our conversation from last week, there was just so much more to talk about, and you guys all responded with tons of comments. So we are going to make sure to go through those comments as well.
Mm-hmm. Everyone chose their favorite Muppet on our Facebook page, on our group chat. Lots and lots of comments to go there.
Yay! All right, hold on. Let's see if someone's getting our couch.
Oh, we put up our we've had our old couch in the middle of the living room for a year now.
Nope, that wasn't for the couch.
So, anyone here want a couch? Pick up only.
That's
Came
right.
from a good non-smoking home. It's all yours. All you gotta do is show up with a truck
Pick it up.
and
Yeah,
take it away.
that's the problem. No one has a truck that's big enough. Oh my gosh.
Well, Courtney says, yeah.
Oh yeah?
You want a couch?
Do you want a couch?
Because you don't already have a good lead on a new couch.
Oh.
Do you have any good contacts in the furniture departments?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, wait a minute, we're missing the other chat. Okay, we will check that out. All right, you guys, so are we ready? Oh, Jason has joined us.
Jason Robards. Jason
Hi,
Roberts.
Hi, Jason. Yay. All right, well, great. So I think we're ready to begin, but Richard, now make sure you,
This is as close as I can get to this microphone.
Yeah?
Yeah. If this doesn't work out, next week we'll have to record in different rooms.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to press record, and let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Bam. Here we go. This is what you can look forward to on episode 319 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers! Well, we've gone down a Muppet rabbit hole, and we're taking you with us. But right now, we want to welcome you to Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my fuzzy-eared sweetie wife, Sarah.
I thought I'd channel Fozzie today.
Well, you look just like Fozzie with those leopard skin ears.
That's it. Yeah. I just need to turn it here. You know what? Let me do this.
She's wearing Mickey ears, but they're all fuzzy.
They're fuzzy because I've added fuzz. How about this? Does this look more Muppet-like? This side?
Okay, they do. Now
Did they look weird?
Now say hey ho.
Waka waka.
Hey ho. Or
Fozzie doesn't say hey ho.
No, Kermit says hi ho.
Yeah. And Chad has joined us from what? Disney's Hollywood Studios. Oh.
Oh,
Yay.
Jealous. Hashtag jealous.
Exactly.
All right, moving right along.
All right. Well, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom and Muppet fandom.
Yeah.
So, everyone, thank you for joining us, and it is time. Feel that sprinkle of pixie dust on your face? Imagine a big Wookiee hug from us? Because you are now our family of Skywalkers, and if you're just listening for the first time, then you are now a Skywalker. So join us and the rest of our Skywalking family on a fun and positive adventure through fandom.
Now, we are recording this from Long Beach, California on February the 23rd, 2021. And Sarah, why is this date so important in Star Wars and Muppet history?
Oh, this was the air date of the Stars of Star Wars on the Muppet Show, correct?
Oh, you're so close. This
Oh.
is when Angus McGonagall appeared on the Muppet Show. No, he never made it. Yep, it was the Stars of Star Wars on the Muppet Show, which aired 41 years ago today in 1980.
Wow, 1980. That's exciting.
Yeah, you weren't born yet,
No, I wasn't.
so that's not exciting.
Well, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to Disney parks around the world. And best of all, their service is free of charge. So head to smallworldvacations.com for a no obligation price quote and tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
I know we keep saying that people are going to book their trips to downtown Disney because the Star Wars trading post just opened.
That's right.
And guess who hasn't gone? We haven't gone yet.
We haven't.
But Kelly and Courtney Turkel from the Neverland Clubhouse, they went
Yes.
and made us very jealous. That's the theme for this show. Hashtag jealousy.
Oh, that's okay. You know, they shared some great pictures on their Instagram, so make sure to check that out. And they even did an IGTV on their Instagram, so you can take a tour of it without waiting 4 hours that they waited to get in.
Yeah, and plus it helps with the spending.
That's
if you're not there.
Although there is shopdisney.com.
Okay. We'll be going on Thursday, and I got my eye on the Dianoga. I want a Dianoga.
Okay, you didn't tell me this.
No, not yet. I was gonna wait until we got there. I can say, hey, look, sweetie, for your birthday, you can get me a Dianoga.
Well, for my birthday, I already got something that I hid when we got it, and it's something Marvel.
Okay, but you're leaving the conversation of me wanting a Dianoga. Okay, come back to my conversation.
What's the Dianoga?
I saw a screenshot of it, and a little Dianoga.
Like a puppet?
I don't know what it is.
A plush?
It looked vinyl.
Oh,
I don't
weird.
know. I don't know. Courtney's watching right now. Courtney, what is this Dianoga? I didn't want to look too close at it because I wanted to add some kind of element of surprise when we got there.
Okay, I see.
So, once again, let's talk about me getting you, or you getting me a Dianoga for your birthday.
Okay.
All right? Deal?
Deal.
All right. Oh, we have a lot of witnesses right here. All right, now, coming up on this episode, we have even more Muppets. Last week's episode where we went over our favorite Muppet Show moments. Now, on last week's episode where we went over our favorite Muppet Show moment. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Now, coming up on this episode, we have even more Muppets. On last week's episode, we went over our favorite Muppet Show moments, and that got a lot of you Skywalkers talking and sharing your favorite Muppets. So this week, we want to share clips of when the Muppets were guests on other shows, like The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Joan Rivers, and a whole lot more. Because in the 70s and 80s, they did a lot of touring and a lot of guest appearances on other talk shows. And these were after hours, so they got a little risque.
Ooh.
So we thought, hey, let's cull through all of these clips and find our favorites.
Okay.
Now, once again, we do have to warn you because some topics and language they are risque, okay? So let's usher the little ones out of the room, but we'll give you the warning beforehand, okay?
Okay.
Now, on the Joan Rivers clip, she cuts right to the chase and asks Kermit how he is behind closed doors in the bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, a little risque even for this show, but you know what? It's Muppets. It's Muppet Month, so we have to go there.
And also, like I said at the beginning, you guys had so many thoughts on Muppets that we're gonna get into that in the shout-outs. So we're really excited to talk more Muppets this week.
Yeah.
Now, also on this episode, we have shout-outs, a Skywalker of the Month, and
things we want to share.
So apparently it is a creature in the creature stall.
This just in, Courtney is telling us that the Dianoga is a creature at the creature stall area. Ooh, thanks for letting me know.
That's exciting.
Did you get a price on that, Courtney? What's the going rate?
I'm sure we can go to Laughing Place and check it out.
I'm sure we can. All right, now, we have been binging on The Muppet Show ever since I'll say it, they dropped. Oh, I hate saying that word. Ever since they dropped on February the 19th on Disney Plus, and right about now, we're about halfway through season 1.
Yes.
We just watched the Harvey Korman episode, so that brings us to the second half of season 1. But I gotta say we did cheat, and we watched the Star Wars episode and the Julie Andrews episode first.
Which is what we said we'd do.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't cheat. We said we'd do it.
Okay, good. Good.
There's no wrong way to watch Muppets.
Now, for reasons, this season can be a little tough to get through, so let's call this their experimental season. And I've never noticed how much this show is a very Muppetized version of the variety show Laugh-In from 1968.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Most of these sketches are quick one gags, and some others, and they're more groaners than laughs, just like on Laugh-In. And the longer sketches are written around one-liners that the Muppets throw out and then move out of the way so another Muppet can come in and throw out another one-liner. So it's very much joke. And since this show was shot in England, it has a very English dry wit to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, ever since The Muppet Show came out on Disney Plus, there's been a lot of talk about how Disney Plus has put disclaimers at the head of certain shows saying that this program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. These stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now. Now, they aren't totally wrong with this accusation, but I'm glad that they didn't just cut out those segments, because really it's a mark of the time. Like this show is like a time machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it really shows how far we've come as a society. And they really should have put disclaimers in front of the segments where Muppets are eating other Muppets.
Now that was more disturbing than anything else.
And what you freaked out with the alligators.
The alligators eating frogs?
Frogs. I mean, that's very surprising and shocking.
Yeah, but when the alligator opens up its mouth, the frog heads stick out and start singing.
Oh yeah, it's creepy. Oh my god.
I don't know how to take this. And when that one big Muppet ate Miss Piggy.
Oh yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah, you saw her piggy feet flailing.
That's disturbing as well. So there should be a lot of disclaimers on this show.
Yeah, because there wasn't disclaimers in front of those episodes, and it's like, dude, that was way more disturbing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And 2 episodes from the final season is not shown on Disney Plus. One is with Brooke Shields.
Okay.
And that's due to music rights, which I was hoping to see that one because Brooke Shields is a very great comedic actress. She did a series in the 90s, Seeking Susan. Not Desperately Seeking Susan.
It's not that?
No, that's the Madonna movie.
Oh, that's why. Oh my gosh. Suddenly Susan.
Suddenly Seeking Susan?
Oh, Bryn's here. No, well, she says Suddenly Susan.
Suddenly Susan. Okay,
sounds like a Bryn thing you would know.
Suddenly Susan. And she was very good on that show. She doesn't oversell the jokes. She doesn't telegraph them. they're very subtle. So I was hoping to see this episode when she was like 15 or 16, and this is like
Oh,
right before Blue Lagoon.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Was
all she had done back then before Blue Lagoon was like Calvin Klein ads.
Well, yeah, she was modeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Huh.
Now the other show that they're holding back on is with Chris Langham, and he had filled in for Richard Pryor when Richard Pryor had to cancel as a guest host for one show.
Oh, so he had to cancel at the last minute.
Yeah, so Chris
Okay.
Langham, who's a writer on the Muppet Show, he stepped in. And so they're not going to air that episode or stream that episode because he was caught downloading indecent videos of children and was sentenced in 2007.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
so
can
that's-
understand that one.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
But then I'm thinking, wait a minute, let's take the Brooke Shields episode and the Chris Langham episode, cut out all the parts we can't show, and make one super episode.
Because there's lots of Muppet segments with no guest star. that
Or
they could
no
use.
music, a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
little
true.
comedy bits. So let's
Okay.
make one ultra episode.
I'm sorry, we're not going to get some episodes with At the Dance
Oh, jeez.
or The Houses.
Yeah, we're done with that sketch at the dance. That's one of those sketches where they just throw out one-liners as they're dancing. And
All right.
I think we laughed, we chuckled once in the 10 of those sketches we saw.
Right. All right. Well, speaking of that,
Yes, speaking of that, I'm guessing you got some reactions there, sweetie.
I do. So finally, I've been able to watch some of the Muppet Show. And yeah, I wanted to share my reactions plus some of my revised opinions from
Oh.
last week. Because favorite Muppet and things, when you get more material, you have more opinions, right?
Yeah, can you just let us know now if Miss Piggy has risen in your ranks of Muppets?
No.
All right.
She's very one-dimensional. All right. So far, I want to start with the good. The best part about the Muppet Show so far, and once again, we're like halfway through season 1, the inventive use of puppetry. I think being a puppeteer myself, and you too,
Mm-hmm.
like we do puppets for kids, and it's an art form all itself. Your hand can get really tired doing every single syllable of what you're saying. Yeah, so I really like the fact that they really played around with the different puppets that they have, including like four-legged Muppets, where you had 4 legs and like somehow they're being puppeteered by either 2 puppeteers or 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how they do
Sometimes
that.
there are 3 or 4 puppeteers. One
Yeah.
for each arm, one for the head, one for the mouth.
It's really cool. And like Dr. Teeth has arms that extend. And there was a really cool segment where he like backed away from the piano, but he was still playing. And yet his hands are moving, but they have gloves on them. So you know that like someone's sticking up their hands into
So he's got
his
these,
hands.
yeah, these long spaghetti arms, and
Yeah.
he moves way like 5 feet back from his keyboard, but
Yeah.
yet he's still playing. And there's the Muppeteer's fingers and his fingers playing the piano, but
Right.
these big oversized gloves hide the fact that there's another puppeteer underneath.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Muppeteer.
Muppeteer. So that was really cool. And when I first saw those houses, those 4 houses in a row, I was like, oh, how cool. How are they going to make puppets out of these? And then they started speaking. I was like, wow, that's neat. And then the segment ended. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. So these puppet houses, they have such potential.
At best, they're about 22 seconds long, these
Yeah.
segments. They throw out a one-liner,
Uh-huh.
and they quickly fade away
Yeah.
into another segment.
Exactly. So I thought that was I'm really liking this, like the whole inventiveness of the
Mhm.
puppets.
Oh, and their use of black screening, where you have
Yes.
Muppeteers behind a big curtain while still operating a puppet in front of the curtain.
Or just they're wearing black, because we've seen this at Knott's Berry Farm.
Mhm.
Remember where we saw the puppets? What was that puppet thing
Yeah, it was a
called?
Jim Henson production. I
Right.
don't recall what it was.
But you could actually see them puppeteering and what they're seeing on the monitor. So you could see what they're doing to create these things. And at one point, the puppeteers were just wearing black, and but the black background was black, so they just disappeared into the background.
Yeah, they got a big velvet black curtain which absorbs all the lights.
Yeah.
And so
There you
there's no
go.
reflection, or you can't really see any kind of light bouncing off of it. and the Muppeteers just disappear.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, and these Muppets are doing flips and cartwheels and shoulder rolls. They've really taken puppeteering to a whole new level.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if any of you have been watching The Muppet Show so far, tell us which segments you've liked, which segments haven't worked for you. Let us know in the comments, because now I'm going to get into some of the stuff that did not work.
Oh.
But I'll have you know that when I am like talking about these worst parts or when I complain, it's really more a commentary on the time, because this is like, going back to the 70s, and it's not necessarily like I hate the Muppet Show. So just know that.
Well, it's like watching the Star Wars Holiday Special
Exactly.
today. Back then,
yeah,
the Holiday Special did get a lot of great reviews, but you can't watch it in the eyes and the globe of someone from 2021 because it doesn't work.
Right. All right. So the worst part for me so far is the segment at the dance.
Oh, hold on. Courtney says that she likes that segment.
I don't think she does.
Well, she says right there in the comments, I like that one.
Oh, no! Oh, Courtney. Oh, no. So at the dance is, to me, it's really just annoying. And, like, they have the same music, for one thing, so they never switch up the music, which, I pay attention to that stuff. And another thing, they're just these one-liners between two dancing Muppets. And I was complaining about no female Muppets. Well, there actually are a lot of female Muppets in this scene, but it's just so cardboard and cookie cutter, and it lasts maybe 30 seconds too, which is also part of my problem, because I like things that last, that I can get into the story of.
Okay.
WandaVision, anyone?
But the fact that they're only 30 seconds should be a plus.
Yes, that is. That's true. And then, so far, Richard, you and I watched probably the worst episode of season 1, and that would be the Peter Ustinov
Oh
episode.
my god! Why? What? You know what? Just have someone walking by Elstree Studios say, hey, you know what? It's either you or Peter Ustinov. Why don't you come in? Because I'm sure you could do much better than this Academy Award-winning actor, writer, director.
And so-called Renaissance man.
Yeah.
And he was the voice of Prince John in Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood. He was in 1960's Spartacus, for which he won an Oscar. And like, I think he was just having an off day, because he did this one scene that could have been really funny, where he was plugged into a machine and he was supposed to be like a C-3PO type character, but that changed into different politicians kind of a thing, right? And so he did impressions of politicians, and they all were the same. It was the same voice.
Now, for those of you who can't see, Sarah's using air quotes when she says impressions.
Oh, it was totally terrible. And you could just see him reading his cue cards in other scenes. Like, it was bad. But I found that funny. And I got mad because I was like, dude, trade him out for what we talked about last week with Mark with Robin Williams. And that scene would have been incredible.
Well, at this point, Robin Williams wasn't a name.
I know.
And you asked me who this Peter Ustinov is, and I know the name. Couldn't tell you what he's done, so we looked him up. And it says in his Wikipedia page that he is a Renaissance man and is a favorite on late night talk shows.
Yes.
For what?
We were so confused.
Who is your booking agent? Why do you book? Is he free? Is he just there on hold? Is he on deck? Is he waiting in the green room for whenever someone doesn't show up? He's right there.
I don't know, but regardless, if you guys haven't seen the Peter Ustinov episode, now you have to watch it.
Yeah, there should be a disclaimer on before that one. Warning: you will be very, very bored with this one.
Yeah, so let us know what you thought of that one too.
Yeah, do not hold this episode against the Muppets.
Exactly. All right, so I have a new favorite Muppet.
You told us it was not Miss Piggy.
Right, and before I said kind of a toss-up between Kermit the Frog and...
Was it Rolf?
No, it was Longnose.
Gonzo.
Gonzo, thank you, Gonzo. But that was mostly because of Muppet Babies. But now, in the Muppet Show, I really love Rolf the dog. And I love his design. He's all these round shapes. His head is like completely round. He's got this round nose and his round eyes and round little ears that move around. It's just this very appealing look. And I love that he's the musical one. And he's puppeteered so well. Like, there's these scenes where, you know, his hands are playing the piano and his head is like bobbing along, either singing or talking or looking at the other Muppets around him. And I think he's just so perfectly puppeteered. I love it. And when he's not playing a song, he's in other sketches. He just really has this cool factor that I've always admired in people. He's got this cool voice. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so Rolf is my favorite now for Muppet Show anyway.
Very laid back.
Yeah.
You know what? There's never been a sketch of Rolf and Dr. Teeth dueling pianos.
Yes.
That would be a fun sketch.
Oh, yeah, that would. And now we have some comments here. Eric Unkenhout is saying that Rolf is his favorite. Yay. And Bryn is saying that he'd be really cool to hang out with in real life. I think so too, Bryn. That would be amazing. Mm-hmm. And also, Rolf is a character from The Sound of Music. So, you know, gotta love Rolf. 16 going on 17.
Well, works on so many different levels.
And yes, I'm still not a fan of Miss Piggy. Especially with her deeper voice. And her, like, dishwater blonde hair. What is up with this?
Yeah, some shows she's got a deep voice. Some shows she got the Miss Piggy voice. And some shows it's right in the middle. Yeah. But on those shows, I've noticed that if Frank Oz is busy doing Sam the Eagle, he can't be there with Miss Piggy. Why they didn't just dub it over, I don't know. But I'm sure time was a factor. And they thought, kids aren't going to notice this. Yes, but 50-year-olds will.
Exactly. So then Richard and I were talking in between watching our Muppet Show segments, and I'm going to wrap up my thoughts here, but one of the things we talked about, and why I still am not the biggest fan of the Muppets, is I think Jim Henson and people and his company were dog people, and they were not cat people. Because if you think about it, there are no feline Muppets that are major characters, right? So you don't have any dogs, you don't have any tigers, you don't have any, like...
You have any dogs?
Foxes. I mean, I'm sorry. You don't have any cats, right. You don't have any tigers, you don't have any panthers or even foxes. I mean, think of it. Had there been, like, a female feline character, I think that would have been my favorite, regardless of personality. Just probably the look of it, right? And the fluffy face. And, I mean, can you imagine, like, this foxy fox with the tail, fluffy tail, or a kitty cat? Like, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, Miss Piggy should have been a fox from the beginning.
Yeah.
That would have made sense.
That would have made more sense, and I think it would have gone better with her personality. However, they make so many bacon and pig jokes. Yeah. Like, I think that was too... They had to, like, mind that, because how many fox jokes are there? Not as much, you know? So... Right. So yeah, so overall, I think that's my big, like, disconnection with the Muppets, because I've never been a dog person, and I'm mostly a cat person, so there you go.
Well, you like Muppet Babies?
I did, but once again, I almost like the newer Muppet Babies now with Summer, who is a penguin.
The purple penguin.
The purple penguin, and she's artsy, and I love her. So yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's my whole take on the Muppet Show, but I am very much enjoying though watching them with you. I love it.
Yeah, and you were saying earlier that you like longer sketches.
Yeah, that's another big reason. I kind of touched on that earlier, but yeah, I was always you had the two.
You like long form entertainment.
I like long form entertainment. Long giant books, long movies. I love stuff I can just like sink into and be a part of for a long time. So yeah.
I'm just the opposite. I like to get in and get out.
I know. So like all these 30-second Muppet segments, it's like, hey, I hadn't even started to like concentrate on it and it was over. So yeah.
When they work. When the jokes land, the jokes land.
Yes. Yeah, so there you go. But I'm still waiting for my female feline Muppet.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're working our way through season 1, and we just passed the Harvey Korman episode. I was looking forward to that one. And, yeah, that one didn't really land.
Didn't you say that was the one where the hecklers heckled him? Or was
no, that's Milton Berle.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the funniest sketches you'll ever see on The Muppet Show.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in later seasons, we'll get to more stars that we know, like Christopher Reeve and Linda Carter.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, those are like all in a row, right? And then
Yeah, and then the Stars of
Stars
Star
of
Wars.
Star Wars.
What the 1, 2, 3 punch, and then they end that with Dizzy Gillespie the next week after Stars of Star Wars.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Wow. Isn't he a trumpet player?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's interesting, but nothing can, top that.
No.
Maybe you had Christopher Reeve right after the Stars of Star Wars, but he's right before. So
Yeah.
there you go. Cool. Hey, and we have Pierre Kelly has joined us, and Purple Tink 007 has joined us. I love it. I love that name.
Yeah, me too. All right, so any more comments?
No, those are all my comments having watched half a season of The Muppet Show.
Okay, all right. It'll be fun to hear what you have to say next week.
Next week or after we finish season 2, maybe? Maybe they've kind of...
Yeah, maybe every
we'll
week
see.
we can revisit and say, hey, we watched a little bit more and give a couple of other comments.
Yeah, like it is. It's like this time machine.
We'll see how things go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, now let's take a look at some of the best Muppet guest performances. All right, now let's take a look at some of the best All right, now let's take a look at some of the best Muppet guest appearances on other shows.
Okay, do you need me to make this bigger?
Yeah. What I mean.
I didn't do it. I didn't. Where is this? Here we go. All right, is that better?
All right, we're gonna play some clips too.
Oh yeah. All right.
Is your Premiere open?
So it is. I opened it up. Getting this set up, folks. Here we go. So I'm gonna have to. Whoops. Okay, so we don't need this then. All right, sorry guys, we're getting this set up.
Yeah, we want you to be able to hear these clips that we've chosen.
Okay, so that's ready.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Here.
So to promote any of the Muppet shows, the Muppets would appear on other talk shows. Whether it was the Muppet shows they were promoting, the movies, their later shows, sometimes by themselves, sometimes with Jim Henson and Frank Oz. And we've culled through many hours looking for the most notable guest appearances. We also want to warn you that sometimes you have to usher the younger listeners out of the room because, like we said earlier, the conversations can get a little risque. So, but once again, we will forewarn you. And these clips are in no particular order except for the last clip, and you'll see why later on. Now, first up, Kermit is guest hosting The Tonight Show in 1979. And as many of you know, Johnny Carson took a lot of vacations during his time on The Tonight Show, and a lot of times he had Kermit the Frog fill in for him. So here is Kermit doing his monologue and getting a little help from Fozzie Bear. So let us know if you can hear this, people.
Starring Johnny Carson. Johnny's guest host tonight is Kermit the Frog. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen. And
the Muppets and I just love coming to Hollywood. You know, this is the first time, and we're just like any tourists. Today we all went to Disneyland. You know, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, and myself. The guard at the gate didn't want to let us out. You know, it looks sort of silly to see all those people running around dressed like, a mouse and a duck.
Louder and funnier.
Yes, sir. Doing my best out here.
You're dying. Try one more joke. I'll come out if you need help.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Listen, being at Disneyland. How about this one? Being at Disneyland was a real ego trip for me. Mickey Mouse was wearing a Kermit the Frog wristwatch.
Okay, you really need help. Hiya. How are ya? Yes.
Fozzie Bear, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a terrific crowd. Listen, Listen, you're doing terrific.
Thank you.
You know, you're doing great, and you just need a little bit of a push, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll tell you what. I'll stand behind here. I'll be a shill.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll do the stuff. So one thing that's kind of nice is that now that we're on late night television, I can do the kind of words like that I never do on on the early stuff. You see, I mean, I can say things that I've never said before. You know, I mean things like titillate. That's something I couldn't say on Sesame Street. You know,
Right.
Curb feeler. You see. Bust line. Stimulate.
Terrific.
Yeah,
You got him now.
Cockatoo.
You got him. What?
Cockatoo.
Yes, that too.
Succotash.
Yes.
Now I get most of those, but curb feeler?
What does that mean?
I-
Or is he saying curve feeler?
Oh.
Which,
Either one,
but still,
I don't
it's
get
like,
it.
okay, and kids wouldn't get that either.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So these were a whole new Muppet persona that we're watching here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like Kermit said, there's things. Oh, did someone just follow us?
Someone liked us.
Oh,
Didn't
nice. So there's a lot of stuff that Kermit couldn't say on the Muppet Show or Sesame Street.
they? Wow.
Yeah. So they let loose, and when they let loose in this whole show, so they let loose in this episode where Kermit was guest hosting for Johnny Carson.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, they have Vincent Price on, and they're talking about all of his murders.
Oh my.
Yes.
Wait, what? Like
Because
movie
Vincent
murders?
Price is a horror star,
Right.
and he in films he's killed a lot of people, and he's been killed many times.
Okay.
So Kermit asks him about his murders.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
Yeah, it was very, very strange.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and back then, I knew Vincent Price from the Brady Bunch,
Okay.
but I didn't really know about his horror stint until later on. So whenever I would hear Vincent Price, like, oh, the guy in the Brady Bunch that kidnapped Greg, Peter, and Bobby and held them against their will.
Right. For you, that was your first.
Yeah, I think that's who Vincent Price is.
Yeah.
And then Mike Brady came in and said, "Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
We're good with this. We're on vacation. We don't want to deal with this."
I get that. I feel like there are certain actors who, my in was something funny or
something not in their
their lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And this was Vincent Price, so that was really funny, and I just love the fact that Kermit and Fozzie could play off of each other, and you can tell when they were improvising some bits.
Yeah.
And I love those moments because Jim Henson and Frank Oz, they were just two sides of the same coin.
Now, this just in from Bryn. Curb feeler is a sort of thick wire that sticks out from the back wheel area of fancy old cars to help the driver park without curbing the expensive wheel, like Cadillacs.
So why couldn't he say... Is there another meaning to curb feeler?
Or maybe that kind of subject would never come up on the Muppets or Sesame Street?
I don't know. I've got no idea.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to do a deep dive on that one because it must mean something else.
Right.
Now, Frank Oz and Jim Henson playing off of each other is just classic. And we're going to see a little bit more of that in this next clip from the Michael Parkinson show. You ever see this show, Sarah?
No, I have not.
I've never even heard of it
I've
until this deep dive.
I've only seen the Johnny Carson show once, and it was his last show.
Okay. Well, on the Michael Parkinson show, this show featured Jim Henson and Frank Oz, but in this clip, Michael asks Kermit if he flirts with any of the female guests on the Muppet Show. Then Fozzie Bear pops on and gets very distracted.
My, okay. You guys ready? Here we go.
Tell me, do you ever flirt with any of the beautiful lady guests you have on the show?
Let's see, do I flirt? Well, that's an embarrassing question. Do I flirt with them?
Well,
A little bit.
a little bit. Do you fancy some of them?
I mean, some of them are beautiful.
Well, then you're a normal frog, aren't you?
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
A heterosexual frog.
Oh, what?
Well, heterosexual. It means that
I don't know. Maybe.
maybe frogs are different.
Well, sure we are.
But there aren't. I mean, there aren't many frogs on television, are there? Of course.
That's true. I've been wondering about that. I keep watching television over here, and there aren't many frogs on television.
Now, tell me about Fuzzy Bird. Where, in fact, did you discover him?
Please be kind.
What?
Oh, he's here.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
It's Michael Parkinson. Oh, I didn't. This is the. Let me see. Yes, it's Michael Parkinson.
Do you know,
Wow.
do you know me?
Yes, I do know you. I watch you all the time on television.
Really?
You're a big star.
That's very flattering. You're a big star, too. Very.
You said I'm a big star,
You
Kermit.
certainly are a big star.
Thank you.
I think also, in spite of what those two dreadful old men are always.
Huh? I'm sorry.
What are you looking at?
Is that a toupee?
No, it's not a toupee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Looks real. Looks really good. It's a good fit. Nice fit.
I was just about to pay you.
Hmm?
I was just.
I'm sorry, yes.
No, I was about to pay you a compliment. I think you see, in spite of what those two dreadful old men are always saying about you, I think you're a very, very good comedian.
Ah, thank you.
Now, the beauty of these bits when Jim Henson is on these shows and he's going to bring on Kermit, they always cut away so you don't see Jim Henson putting Kermit on his hand.
I would hope so.
Every single show, no matter what show it is, they never show you that moment, which is great. So you never see Kermit as a floppy
No.
puppet, lifeless puppet.
Where did we see that once though? We saw that like
What?
didn't we see something like on a documentary for the Muppet Show that we watched right before? And you saw Kermit kind of
Oh,
as a puppet, and you were like, ah,
see, it's traumatizing.
and,
Which
yeah,
is why on these shows they won't show you that bit, and they'll cut to a long shot where you do see Jim Henson, and most times he's hidden behind Kermit, but you can see enough of him where he's saying Kermit's lines, but yet you still think, wait a minute, why is Kermit's voice coming out of Jim Henson?
Mm.
Because that's not Jim Henson's voice, that's Kermit's voice. And even though it's like watching those old Japanese horror movies when it's out of sync and you hear someone else's voice coming out of another actor, you can tell it's dubbed. This just looks dubbed when you see Jim Henson talking, but talking as Kermit. Because it doesn't look like he should be saying like those words coming out of his mouth.
Wow.
So you have such a connection between Kermit and his voice that no matter if it's coming out of someone else's head,
Right.
out of someone else's mouth, you don't believe it, which is a fascinating bit of psychology. That's how strong Kermit the Frog is as a character.
That makes sense.
So when Fozzie pops on, and Michael Parkinson is talking to him, you see Fozzie's eyes just drift up to his head, and that's when the whole toupee bit comes in.
Okay.
So it looks like he's wearing a toupee. And I tend to believe that these are not scripted, because the improv is just so spot on, and you can almost tell the parts that are scripted from other shows to the parts where they're just going off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Oz is just a genius at these moments because he's talking through Fozzie. He couldn't say those things like, "Are you wearing a toupee?"
No.
Because it wouldn't work. But you can have a puppet say those lines.
Yep. No problem with that. Wow.
Now, I think I mentioned this last week, that as a kid, I always just wanted to have my Fozzie Bear talk to me. Just for a second, come alive. And if I were in the studio audience or somewhere where I saw the actual Fozzie Bear talking, where else can life go?
Yeah.
That would have been just a crowning moment.
Now, all these clips you found on YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
So we'll be posting the link to the clips in our show notes. And right now, since we are live, we just can't show them to you because, Richard, you've already edited the clips down because some of these are like hour-long like YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
Sometimes the audience is laughing for about 30 seconds, so I'll condense that.
Yeah. And I want to make a note for Joel Welch here, who says in the comments, Sarah and Richard are great folks. Oh, thank you, Joel. A great show and great network. Keep it up. And he's all about animal when it comes to the Muppets.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, hey, I haven't been looking at the chats. Justin Smith is here.
Yeah.
And Din.
Yeah,
Hey
Din
there,
too.
Din. Got a great new song coming up. Not in
That's
this
an
episode,
album.
but in a further episode coming up.
Yes.
All right, now in this next clip, this is from the Arsenio Hall show in 1989, and this is with Jim Henson and Rolf the dog. And Rolf is a good choice for this show because Arsenio has a little section of the audience that he would call his dog pound.
Nice.
So Rolf, he's a good fit for this. Now, this clip is rated PG-13 because of language.
Uh-oh.
There's your disclaimer.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Can we meet Rolf?
Sure. See Ralph the dog? Yeah. Just gonna get myself dressed here just a second. There we go. Hey out there.
They like you. Yeah.
That's dog talk.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what they're saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Woo hoo hoo back at you. Right.
Hey, Rolf.
Hey, son of a bitch. No. That's the nicest thing a dog can say about anybody.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You're wearing a sling. What's a sling for?
Oh, well, you see, you got to understand the facts of life here. See, I'm a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dog. I'm also a puppet, you see?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now look. See, I got two hands. I got one puppeteer. Okay? He's operating the head.
Mm-hmm.
He's operating the hand.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
How stupid of me.
Yeah.
Oh, giving away secrets.
Yeah, so it took me a couple of minutes, a couple of views to understand what he's talking about, but Jim Henson only has two hands.
Right.
And he's got to operate the head and Rolf's hands.
Mhm.
That's three hands. So he put one of Rolf's arms in a sling.
Yes.
I'm not sure why
okay.
he didn't have it just hanging there.
Because normally, are there two people?
Yeah, there's two people
puppeteering? Okay.
puppeteering Rolf.
Makes sense. Okay.
Right. So it's more noticeable that even Arsenio's like, what's with the sling?
Yeah.
Because you have this big white sling
Oh, yeah.
across Rolf's chest, like like Chewbacca's bandolier.
Right. I get it. That's
So-
funny.
Yeah. So, have you ever watched Arsenio Hall?
No.
Yeah. It's he had a little section up to the side, like the premier seats, and he would call that the dog pound.
Nice.
And throughout the whole show, people would go whoo 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 whoo.
That's such an 80s thing.
Yeah. Oh, it sure is.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
when I worked over at Paramount, I was able to go to the Arsenio Hall show a couple of times, and it was a lot of that audience is rowdy,
Nice.
very very rowdy, and he was gonna have a special guest just sitting in the audience, and when he got tickets for, but they didn't show up, and that person was sitting right in front of me, so the camera cut to this empty chair, and you saw me right in the middle of the frame. I don't remember who that guest was.
Wow.
So it'll be hard to track down, but somewhere I'm on the Arsenio Hall show.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So when going through all these clips, and I heard Rolf say the B word, it's like, oh, should we include this one? We have to.
But that's funny.
Just to
He's
show,
using it in a different context.
right? Just to show how Muppets they change according to their audience.
Right.
And this is the kind of stuff that Disney would never allow.
When did Disney buy the Muppets?
I wanna say
Mid-90s?
2012.
I would say earlier than that.
I don't know. Hey, someone
No,
look.
because 2011 was one of the Muppet movies. So no, it's
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, okay.
I think it would have been in
20
like late
2008?
90s or
All right.
something.
Someone look that up for us, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why the Muppets almost seem too safe now,
Hmm.
because you
They
would
hadn't been
never
edged.
ever get Rolf saying that word on any other talk show, and this is
Right.
what gave Muppets their edge.
Right.
And this is why the adults, you had Rolf the dog on the Arsenio Hall show, which was one of the hippest shows on at the time.
Mhm.
And you could have him on, and the adults all went crazy for him because he could say those kinds of things.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I that's really funny when he turned it around though. Like it was like shocking to hear him say that, and yet
It's like, oh no, that's a dog
that's
word.
a
It's a
good
dog
thing.
word.
Yeah.
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 All right, now let's hear an appearance by Cookie Monster. And here he is on the show Studio 10 from 2014. And this looks like one of those shows like The View where you have five people all around a desk and everyone is talking over each other. And I've never heard of this show until now.
No.
So here is Cookie Monster, and he's trying to get help with his self-control issues. Okay, Christopher Marino says, and Eric says the Disney bought Muppets in 2004.
Nice. That's what I thought.
Okay, now you know what we need a name for our chat, like the dog pound.
Oh, that's the skywalking.
The Skywalker.
chat.
Yeah, but we need to up that one more level.
All right,
okay.
y'all think of
Yeah,
something.
if you all think of a name we can call everyone in the chat, drop it in the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Hello. Now, I understand you're having a little bit of trouble controlling how many cookies you eat.
Yeah, well, you know what? Me struggle with self-control issues. Yeah, me see a cookie, me want to eat the cookie.
And there's nothing wrong with eating cookies,
No,
but
cookies perfectly good food.
that's right. But what are they?
They sometimes
They're
food.
sometimes food.
Yeah, me need to eat them sometime.
Yeah,
Me need strategies.
that's what we can do.
Me need strategy to help control
Right.
me cookie eating.
Let's start now. I'm going to make it even harder for you, Cookie
It's
Monster.
already hard enough, lady.
No, it's going to make it hard. While we're talking about the strategies,
Yeah.
I'm going to put one cookie in front of you, but
Yeah.
while we're talking, I want you to resist the urge to eat the cookie. And Cookie Monster, if you
It
manage...
smells so good.
I know, but if you manage
Yeah.
to stay away from the cookie, when we're finished talking,
Yeah.
I will give you 2 cookies. Okay? When do you have the most problem trying to control your eating of cookies? Is it when you're
Always.
bored or when?
Every second of day.
Is it especially when you're bored or especially when you're hungry?
When we hungry, when we bored, when we wake up in the morning, when we go to bed at night,
So you got to
when we
have...
in shower.
Oh, in the shower, they
Yeah.
must get very soggy.
Oh,
'Cause
this
what...
cookie look good.
It's lovely,
Okay,
isn't
we're
it?
gonna
You're going to
look
get
away.
2 in a minute. Now
Okay.
listen. So when you're bored, Cookie
Yeah,
Monster...
go ahead. Be nothing rude. We just not looking at cookie.
It's really important when you're bored
That nice,
to
nice
go
jacket.
in.
That nice
go in.
jacket. Yeah.
Cookie, you got to listen very
Sorry.
carefully. You got to go and play with some other monsters on
Okay.
Sesame Street
That's good
instead
strategy.
of eating the cookie.
Okay, so divert me attention away from cookie.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
gonna look at this jacket.
Yeah.
That nice fit and the tie. That's not really go so great, but it looks good. It looks good on you.
And
Is
maybe...
it time for second cookie yet?
He's doing very
How
well,
long
Joe.
is show?
Doing very well.
Is it a half-hour show or an hour?
What do you think, audience? I think he's ready. I think he's ready. Here you go, Cookie. Cookie.
2 cookies. You know what? It's worth the wait.
Yeah.
Aw. That was cute.
That's just the cutest thing ever.
That is. Oh, they're trying to help Cookie Monster with his self-control.
Yeah. His whole identity is eating cookies, but in 2005, they wanted to turn that around. Disney.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. And make him more of a monster who likes to eat fish and meat and vegetables.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, that was a big thing because it's in his name, Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
He's not V Monster for vegetable monster. He's a Cookie Monster, but when people have to complain, they have to complain, and they just didn't like Cookie Monsters always eating cookies. So he even put out a recipe book for vegans and vegetarians.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he's one of my favorite Muppets of all time. I love playing Cookie Monster.
Yes, you do.
Once again, he can say things that other you can't say outside of a puppet. Like when he tells that one host, "I like the tie. It doesn't go with the shirt." He's commenting on his fashion sense.
What's funny is when I was listening to that clip, it was reminding me of you because
What? Wait, what?
No, just because he kept on going with the joke, even though they were trying to pull him back. You just kept on going, and that's kind of what you do. It's just cute.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Well, okay.
And I'm not sure who it was, but someone was like snorting
Yeah.
when they were laughing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There was like 5 people around this big desk, and you don't need 5 people around this big desk. Yeah, they're all talking over each other. So that's one of my favorite clips, and I thought there's so many clips with just Kermit and so many with Rolf and a lot with Fozzie. So let's break it up a little bit and get one with Cookie Monster. So it doesn't really fit in with the Muppet Show theme. He's a Muppet.
Works.
He's a Muppet. It works. And this is not just Muppet Show characters. These are Muppet characters on different talk shows.
And everyone in our Sky Chat really loves Cookie Monster.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now?
Well, Din brought that out.
Oh, Sky Chat.
Eric says Skywalking Pound, which doesn't really work for. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
All right.
It's a good idea.
Okay, we'll put Sky Chat in the box, and hopefully, we'll see if something else comes up.
Yep.
Okay, good deal. All right, now we're just looking for trouble because Kermit appears on the Joan Rivers show, and this is from 1986. And Joan asks Kermit stuff that could only be on a late night talk show or only on the Joan Rivers show.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Just Joan Rivers. She's not
yeah.
holding anything back.
Yeah, and she asks him things like his relationship with Miss Piggy, procreating, and the Muppet Babies.
Oh.
And before you ask, yes, this is one of those PG-13 clips. So usher the little ones out of the room.
Okay. Is this Wogan? Is that?
Oh, no.
No. Oh. No. Anything else we've done already? So. There.
You see, there is this pig in my life. Now, if I talk about other women, it's dangerous to my health.
Why don't you
She'd
marry
break
her?
me in two. You know.
Are you living together? Are you sleeping with Miss Piggy? Can we just get right down to it? Are you sleeping with Miss Piggy? I want to know.
This is
Please,
personal
I
stuff.
watched you on television.
You can't come on television and ask me about. I'm on Sesame Street, for goodness sakes.
I will.
You can't talk about that stuff.
This is a late night show. Rate yourself in bed, 1 to 10.
Well,
1 to 10.
Listen, in bed.
In bed. Do you think you're a great lover?
Are we talking about sex?
No, I'm talking about sleeping.
Oh, sleeping.
Give you 2 categories: sleeping and sex.
I sleep very well.
And sex. Do you think you're a good lover?
Well, you
Don't
see,
be
this
shy.
is the complete Kermit that you're looking at. You see? Okay? I mean, it's just,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought this up, but I was the wrong person. This is it for you, Kermit? That means there'll be no Kermit, little Kermit. Are there any little Muppets?
Well, actually, we have a show called the Muppet Babies.
And whose are they?
Well, that's complicated. Well, there's sort of a baby Kermit and a baby Piggy and baby Gonzo and stuff like that. It's all of us as though we were babies, but it's animated, you see.
Now, what were you like as a child? Were you?
I was a tadpole. It's a humble beginning, you know.
And how did you get into show business?
Well, once I lost my tail, you know, which is a traumatic experience for a tadpole. And then, it was a matter of going into a French restaurant or the show business.
Oh, a French restaurant.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's so
it was
bad.
either be served up as frog legs or
Yeah.
go into show business.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, this is probably the most risque clip that I had found.
That is so funny, though. You're looking at the complete frog.
Yeah, it's kind of built like a Ken doll.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So a lot of these talk shows, the guests are pre-interviewed, so the
Yes.
guest knows what's coming up. So I get the feeling that Jim Henson didn't know a lot of these questions were coming up.
No. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was hilarious though.
Yeah, I wish they had developed more on the whole Muppet Babies thing. Like, who's
Yeah.
Muppet Baby? Who's are they?
Whose are they? I always just assumed they were the Muppets as babies.
They
like,
are, but
you know.
but Joan Rivers, she thought the other way.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
okay, well the Muppets got together and had little babies. So how did that happen?
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious! Wow. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Just
I love her accent too. That's great. Joan Rivers.
very New Yorker.
Yes. Yes. So isn't the show Marvelous Mrs. Maisel based on her?
Yeah, based on Joan Rivers.
Nice.
Yeah, well, she had an illustrious career.
Yeah.
In fact, she filled in for Johnny Carson the most times.
Wow.
She was like, you just assumed at some point that it's no longer Johnny Carson's show, it's Joan Rivers' show.
Wow.
But then Fox offered her a deal, and for her own show, she took it, and that severed any kind of relationship between Johnny Carson and Joan Rivers. He wanted her on deck, so when he needed her, and he thought she was jumping ship. But it's like, hey, it's her own show. You have to do it.
Yeah, it's her career.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was always a little too out there for me.
I just thought she was funny. I mean, yeah. She had a look, she had a lane, and she did it very well.
Extremely well. All right, now this next clip is from an English show called Wogan, or Wogan, Wogan. And this is from 1985 and features Jim Henson and Kermit the Frog. And I'm sure they were promoting Muppets Take Manhattan since the host references the film but never says the title. And you'll start to see a running theme here when every host wants the dirt on Kermit and Miss Piggy, which begins to get under Kermit's collar. Now, these are the clips that Disney should have been watching.
Uh-oh.
Because they, like we mentioned last week, they split up Kermit and Miss Piggy. But as we see in all these clips, Kermit is always saying, no, we're never together. We're not together. Even in the film where you see us get married, that's just a film. And Disney overlooked that fact. And that was one of the plots for the new Muppet show in 2015. And Kermit went out and got that new girlfriend, Denise.
Right.
And Miss Piggy was all jealous, but Disney had said in all these press releases that Kermit and Miss Piggy are split up. But we'll see that they were never together. All right, so roll the clip and let's hear Kermit freak out.
Well, now the Muppets started as characters in Sesame Street, and yet it was left to Britain to give them the big break instead of America. Why did that happen?
Well, that's true. Actually, we started about, nearly 15 years before Sesame Street, actually.
Really?
We started in local television in Washington, D.C., but actually, it was Lou Grade who put us on the air. And,
St. Lou Grade.
Lou, we had a lovely relationship with Lou for many years. And it's very nice, actually, to be working with Michael Grade.
Yeah. In early days, how did you persuade big stars? You've got huge stars, though. How did you persuade the first stars to appear with puppets? Because it's not exactly the kind of thing a star will do, is it?
Well, actually, we had a number of friends in the business, and Lena Horne did our show. She was one of the first big stars to do it, and she wasn't doing any television in those days. And so once she had agreed to do it, then it was very easy, and a lot of other people came in.
Did you have to instruct them for any great length of time of how to act with a puppet? Because it's a completely different thing to do. They dropped into it very nicely. We rehearsed a couple of days before we taped, and during that time, I usually got comfortable with it and all. Because the tendency would be to act to the person
Yeah.
doing the voice or doing the actions. Rather
Every
than
now and
the
then,
puppet.
we would have some comedians would be delivering their lines down to us, down below, and we're working that puppet. You see.
Yeah, without giving away the illusion. I mean, most of the time you're under there like that. Yeah, we're working away.
We work generally standing up. With the character over our head like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
The BBC One are showing Muppet Babies. Now, we haven't seen any Muppet Babies. Are they crawling little creatures, are they?
This is a new, it's an animated show that we put on the air in the States this past year, and it's working very nicely. It's imagining those characters, what they were like when they were kids, and so they're all little babies in the nursery.
But isn't Kermit going to be a tadpole or something?
Well, this is after he got his legs, I guess. After his tail dropped off.
Not too young.
Yes. But it's fun because we get to play with the idea of the kids' imaginations, which is the idea of that particular show.
All right, so
They played with my imagination. I
yes,
was the right age for the Muppet Babies.
yeah. And this answers the question that you always keep asking: why wasn't Robin Williams ever on the Muppet Show? Because America didn't want them, so Lou Grade over in England said, "Come on over here. We'll give you a studio. We'll give you the funding, and you can go on our television networks."
Yeah, there you go.
All right, now we have another clip of from this show, Wogan, and this is the evolution of Kermit. Now, if Wogan can just get out of his own way, this would be a really great clip.
Okay, so this is once again Jim Henson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kermit was one of the first ones, and that was like 30 years ago. And
30 years ago.
Yeah. The original Kermit was made from an old spring coat of my mother's and a ping pong ball.
Did you know that you're taking
It was out of the rag bag, but we took a ping pong ball and cut it in half, and that became the eyes. And the basic pattern of his head hasn't really changed over the years. That stayed very much the same.
But that was Kermit. But he wasn't a frog then, was he?
No. When we first went on the air, we considered, well, I thought of all those characters as being abstract. I didn't particularly like to label them as actual animals.
How did he develop into a frog? What gave you the idea?
Well, we did a special called The Frog Prince. And at that time, we sort of frogified his body and gave him little flippers. But up until that point, he was sort of like a lizardy looking thing.
Should I keep going? So he's talking about all the characters, the Muppets, being abstract. I wanted to hear more about that.
Yeah, exactly. But he just wanted to keep talking about the evolution of Kermit.
Right. They only had so much time, I'm sure. But,
Right.
Still.
But still, yeah, that was a conversation that he could have focused on for an hour.
Yeah, I kept interrupting him.
That's what I meant by just get out of your own way. Stop talking and let him talk. You have Jim Henson right there. He's talking about all these Muppets, and we discussed what is Floyd, what is Zoot, what is Janice, what is Dr. Teeth, what are these things, and they're just abstract people, and I think that is just a phenomenal representation of people.
You know what I'm getting vibes of when you say that Muppets are abstract people is Inside Out, when they go into the land of abstract or something, they have to like catch the train of thought, right? And they go through the shortcut, and everyone starts getting into the shapes of like the two-dimensional shapes and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of what Muppets are to me a little bit.
All right, yeah, and that's how they should be perceived. And I was hoping that Jim Henson would talk about this on another show, but
I haven't found it.
If it's out there, I have not found it, and once again, went through hours and hours and hours of footage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so ticked. All right, so there's another clip, and there was a lot of really good stuff on the show of Wogan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Once again, we'll put this in our show notes.
Yeah. All these links will be in the show notes. And here, he asks Kermit about marrying Miss Piggy. And this took place in Muppets Take Manhattan. This is where Kermit says, "It was just a movie."
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this is where he just loses it.
Okay, here we go.
Could I ask you a somewhat personal question? I wonder if I may. It's in the matter of your relationship with Miss Piggy. Because it seemed to me in the last movie, if I might put it to you, so you tied the knot, as it were, didn't you? You were no longer a single. You're no longer.
Wait a minute. This was a movie we were making, okay? This was a movie. I was an actor. I was an actor in a movie. You see, she was an actress. We were playing the part. Now, if you did a movie and Elizabeth Taylor were playing the part of the woman who marries you, and you walked off stage, would everybody say you were married?
Well, I did the public.
No. They would not say you were married. Why do I get all this stuff about me being married to Miss Piggy?
Are you denying, then, that you're married to Miss
Of course I'm denying it. I'm not married. I never have. I'm an actor. I'm professional. And I would appreciate only professional questions and nothing about my personal life anymore.
Well, I mean, a lot of people think you married her.
A lot of people think you married her. Anyway, what's she doing now?
I don't know.
She resting on her laurels?
She's at home. She's resting on her what?
You still keep in touch?
Oh yeah. We have a professional relationship.
Oh yeah.
We have a professional relationship.
Come on
Terry.
now, let's hear the truth for the first time on the television, Kermit, please.
That's the truth. We don't go out. All those rumors about us in those restaurants,
What's that?
all that stuff.
That's not what she says.
Well, who listens to her? Listen.
What about Jim Henson? What part has he ever played in your success?
Well, this is a concept I can't quite handle. This is too deep. It's sort of like religion. It's like another being. It's like something deep inside of you. It's all sort of I can't figure this out. No, I don't know. I don't talk about him.
You're not talking about
I
anybody.
can't handle that.
You won't talk about Miss Piggy. You won't talk about Jim Henson.
Well, that's true.
Well, it's still been a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for bringing Jim Henson along.
Oh, listen.
Kermit the Frog, ladies and gentlemen, with Jim Henson.
I think we were hearing more Jim Henson than Kermit the Frog.
Uh-huh.
And I think maybe at this point he was getting a little fed up with the same questions.
Yeah, possibly.
But it sounded a little bit too personal there, even though it's part of the character and it's what we had just seen in Muppets Take Manhattan. But I just get the feeling like we were hearing maybe 30% Jim Henson, 70% Kermit the Frog.
That could be it.
And that's what everyone wants to know. Are you or are you not?
I love when his voice cracks. So funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, now let's zoom ahead to 2015 when Kermit and Miss Piggy appear on Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote their new series, their new Disney series, The Muppets. And Jimmy pries into their life, like everybody else, and brings up Kermit's new girlfriend, Denise.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
It's very exciting to have you here together. Thank you for honoring your commitment to be here together. I think it takes a lot of guts.
Yeah, this isn't awkward at all.
I don't want to pry, but why did you break up in the first place every day? You always seem to be so happily unhappy together.
Yes, I thought so. Are you sure you don't want to pry? Because it sounds like you want to pry.
Yeah, I do actually want to pry a little bit, Kermit, if you don't mind.
You know, Piggy and I had a great relationship for many, many years, and we sort of wanted different things. You know, it's the usual laundry list. You know, putting the lid down, closing the refrigerator door, not doing the dishes while taking a bath in the sink. Well, I'm a frog. I know you like water. But I like it to be sanitary.
Guys,
I was a frog.
Guys.
I'm sorry.
So, were you surprised by what big news this was? I feel like the breakup of the Soviet Union did not get as much coverage as your breakup did.
Well, and rightly so. Yeah, yes, of course. I mean, look, anything that happens to me is going to be front page news. And I'm kind of like the Donald Trump of love. You know, everything I do is huge. And therein lies some of the problem. But anyhow.
I see. Now, Kermit, you have a new girlfriend. I believe we have a photograph of her. Let's put that picture up on the wall.
Oh my goodness.
This is Denise.
Yes, that's Denise.
So
she's you may boo. No, you may not.
What can you tell us about Denise?
Well, Jimmy, she's not a public person. She's not a celebrity, and I pardon me if I just zone out for a little bit, okay? She's one of the heads of marketing with ABC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's true.
Wow.
You don't have your phone here, do you, Jimmy? I left mine. I'm sorry. I'd like to do something productive, like play Candy Crush or something. Sorry if I'm boring you.
Yeah, and Denise is, she looks to be young to me. She is. She's, looks like just a little piglet. How old is Denise?
Well, she's old enough. Let's just say that. She's old enough. Old enough. But not as old as she could be.
I see.
Now, it's funny that you have Kermit sitting on the couch and Miss Piggy sitting on a chair. and you don't see the Muppeteers.
Wow.
They're just sitting there.
Nice.
You see some of the rods, but for the most part, it looks like these are two
Actually,
characters,
Yeah,
two beings just sitting down talking to Jimmy Kimmel.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and of course they always want to go with the dirt.
Mhm.
Kermit's getting us really ticked off. But the fact that they showed a picture of Denise, the other pig, was just so funny.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't find very many clips of Miss Piggy out there. So
Huh.
I'm glad that I was able to bring her in because she is one of the most iconic Muppets, so I couldn't leave her out of this segment.
Very true.
All right, now this next clip features the Muppets on one of those Vanity Fair videos from 2017. And you'll see a lot of stars on these type of Vanity Fair videos asking each other questions and just being silly.
Yeah, these are really fun.
Yeah,
I think even Wanda and Vision, what's their
yeah, Elizabeth Olsen
Yeah,
and Paul Bettany, and they've done a lot for Mandalorian,
Mhm.
and the Muppets did a bunch, but this one is very interactive. Okay, so the Muppets will say a famous movie quote, and we all have to guess what it's from.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is interactive for us and everyone in the Sky Chat. The Sky Chat.
Sky Chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
All right.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? There's no place.
Okay. So who was that? What quote? What movie?
Oh, so Snow White,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the witch, the evil queen.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Okay.
was.
Now, which
All right.
Muppet was that?
You know what? They had a lot of Muppets I'd never seen before.
Oh.
They had one big blue one,
Oh.
and a lot of the Muppets didn't sound like their original voices. So it could be just a little disconnecting in this.
Okay. All right. Well, Courtney got it.
All right, next one.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Oh, Elmo's clicking his heels together.
Well, there's Elmo.
That's Elmo.
Okay.
Elmo is clicking his heels together.
And in what movie?
What movie?
There's two Elmos.
Two Elmos? What are you talking about?
You're Elmo and I Elmo.
Oh, Elmo. Elmo says that movie is The Wizard of Oz.
You're right. Yay!
Thank you, Elmo. All right, next.
Rosebud.
Oh.
That's Bert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that would be the name is escaping me. I know it's in my head.
Uh-huh. Okay, we'll get it out of your head.
Supposedly the best movie ever, Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane.
Which I watched it and I was like, okay.
Next.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
All right, I know what that one is. Let's see if Courtney can get it in the chat.
Courtney says Citizen Kane.
No.
That was the last
the
one.
chat's behind us.
Yes.
But yes, that's one of my favorite movies at Christmas time.
Which is?
Movies are escaping me, these names. It's a Wonderful
It's right
Life.
there. There you go. All right.
There's no crying in baseball.
That is a Tom Hanks quote from the baseball movie with the women with
Rosie
with
O'Donnell, Madonna,
yeah.
Gina Davis. What is it?
There's no crying in baseball. Keep going. A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Thank you.
All right. Christopher Marino says it's A Wonderful Life.
Yes.
No, it's A League of Their Own.
Major League.
No,
A League of Their Own. Okay.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Aha. That one's from Jaws.
Yeah. And that was Bert. Didn't really sound
What?
like...
No,
yeah.
that did not sound like Bert.
No, not at all. Okay, Jaws.
Yo, Adrian!
What did she say?
Yo, Adrian!
Oh, okay. Well, that would be Rocky.
Rocky. Wow, look at you, sweetie. All right, good deal.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
And now I know why this is on here. Richard, which movie is that?
That is from episode 6, A New Sith.
No.
No? Oh no, that's from Star Wars. And now that's from the new Muppet who I don't know. I tried looking the Muppet up, but I couldn't find their name. All right, 34 more to go.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
All right, Bert and Ernie are doing a scene from
Airplane.
Whoa!
We just saw this.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's so funny.
Awesome.
All right, which horror film I haven't seen from the 70s?
1982.
Oh really?
This is one of the first shows that I had. One of the first movies that I had shown you.
What? You didn't show me
Spielberg
this.
produced.
We're here. What? I don't know.
Poltergeist.
Oh, okay.
They're here. When Carol Ann has her hands up against the TV and she can feel the spiritual world on the other side.
Kelly got it.
Mm-hmm.
E.T. phone home.
Well, it's right there in the name.
Okay. That was E.T. by Cookie Monster.
Wax on, wax off. Little circles, wax on, wax off.
That would have been fun to see. But that is the Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm. All right, look at you go. Look at everyone's nailing these in the Sky Chat.
Yes.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Now, who is that?
One of those other Muppets that I don't know.
Okay. Well, that would be Back to the Future.
There you go. But Courtney says Karate Kid. Nope, Back to the Future.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, this is behind. Sorry.
Behind.
Yep. Okay. 2 more.
I feel the need. The need for speed.
Yay! That's from Top Gun.
These are so fun. All right, 1 more.
Here we go. You ready for this? As if.
Clueless!
Yes, it is.
Yay!
Yes, it is.
Aw, that's fun.
Yeah,
You guys are all getting them.
It took me about 4 or 5 times to understand what he was saying. And that's
As
Grover.
if?
That's Grover,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Like, what is it? Oh, as if. Okay. So I had to throw that one in there.
That's so cute.
That was fun. All right.
Courtney got that one too. Good job.
Yeah. All right. We have one last clip. And this last one is the last one. This is Jim Henson's final appearance as Kermit the Frog on the Arsenio Hall show. And this is from May the 4th, 1990. And he died 2 weeks after this.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems appropriate to end with this guest appearance clip. And this is also the first appearance of Clifford from Muppets Tonight. One we talked about last week, who looks like a cross between a catfish and Kit Fisto.
Okay.
And just as a side note, Clifford brings up Paula Abdul in this clip. And in case you didn't know or forgot, Arsenio Hall was dating Paula Abdul at this time.
Okay.
Now you have context.
All right. Wow. Eager to hear this one.
Now there's a new member of the band. Can we talk about
Clifford?
Yes.
Clifford is our newest member of the band, and he's absolutely great. And I was told he'd come out right after a commercial. If you take a commercial.
Okay, we'll take a commercial. We'll come right back and we'll talk to Clifford. We'll be back. I'm staying with Clifford now, who is one of the newest members. Clifford, how did you hook up with these guys?
It was either be a Muppet or join Millie Vanilli. I said Millie Vanilli.
I guess you do have the hair for it.
That's right.
Can I ask you a personal question about this Miss Piggy Kermit thing? Because he won't talk about it. Can you tell me anything about it?
I think the problem is communication. I mean, you know, when my woman and I have a problem, I say, hey, Paula, let's talk. Stop dancing and doing that straight up stuff. And let's talk. You know? You know what I mean? You know me.
Yes, I always start my arguments with hate too. You know.
See, and then, I know what she wants.
Uh-huh.
Like if she wants a little spanking, she tells me. That's right.
Is this a theme week or something? Yeah, okay.
Well, you started it, man.
Yeah. No, Madonna started it.
No, man, you started. I was watching.
No, Madonna started it.
All right. Well, it's your show. So
I've never been spanked, man.
Well, I'm happy for you. But you know, between you and me, man, you don't know what you're missing.
Appearance as Kermit the Frog, so I was focused more on that.
Okay. Wow, but that was Clifford. Okay.
Yeah, and voiced by Kevin Clash, who does Elmo.
Got it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, very, very. I didn't really like Clifford up until we started talking about him last week because I didn't really watch Muppets Tonight. I watched that one with Sandra Bullock. Other than that, he would just appear here and there, and I just didn't really have any connection. But now doing all this research and watching him on different clips, like, oh, I like Clifford.
Nice.
I want to see more of him.
Just reminds me of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I can't. I have to see a picture of him. But
Right. Yeah, and I'm so happy that Jim Henson did a lot of appearances on Arsenio Hall, the Arsenio Hall show. It really brought out a different side to him.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about him appearing on shows like Joan Rivers and the Tonight Show, because it brings out a whole different side, and it was really, really crystallized in these clips that we had just seen. Not just the Arsenio Hall show, but every single clip was chosen because it brings out a different side to the Muppets and what they could do outside of the Muppet Show.
Well, what's interesting about it is they really take on star personas just like any other
Mhm.
actor who becomes a star, because you always go and see them on talk shows just to see what they're like in real life. I mean, when in quotes sometimes, because even the stars sometimes are on for those shows. And actually, with the whole pandemic, a lot of stars have been doing, shows like Jimmy Kimmel from their own houses, and you can really see how they are.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall, like seeing how they are in real life, and the Muppets have their real lives too.
Yeah. And even that, when we heard Kermit the Frog talk about Muppets Take Manhattan, he was referring to it as a movie.
Yeah.
This wasn't a slice of his life.
Right.
This was a movie.
Yeah, it's interesting how they made that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars characters, that there's canon, like what happens to them,
Mhm.
but the actors are separate. So the Muppets being characters, and yet they're like the actors too, is kind of funny.
And that's
So
why you
it's
had
different take.
Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill on
Yeah.
the Muppet Show, because Luke couldn't do those silly things, and Mark Hamill said he wanted to do something outside of Luke Skywalker.
Right.
But if you're gonna have Mark Hamill on the Muppet Show, you gotta have him as Luke Skywalker.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so there you have it. And once again, we'll put all these links to these videos in the show notes. And would you have included a different clip? Have you scrubbed YouTube? Have you scrubbed YouTube looking for Muppets? Because they're just all over the place. There's hundreds and hundreds of these.
Yep. Yeah, let us know. All right. Are you okay? Should we do these shout-outs?
Yeah, get about like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
All right. Shout-outs. All right, got a really interesting email here from David. Can't pronounce his last name. Dmytriw.
Dimitriou.
Yeah. He writes, "Hi, I really enjoy skywalking through Neverland. My passion has always been creature effects, especially animatronics. I love the Pet Shop movie that you worked on, Richard. I have the behind-the-scenes full moon featurette saved to DVD. In one of my oldest Cinefex issues, there's an article featuring the rod puppet created at David Allen Productions for the movie The Arrival. From what I can remember of the photo, I think that one of the puppeteers operating the rods is you. I'm looking forward to your Muppets episode." Boy, this guy's got a memory.
Wow.
So yeah, you are correct. Working in creature effects, you'd always have a lot of special effects magazines coming around and taking pictures behind the scenes. And there was one picture taken on this film with Charlie Sheen called The Arrival, and there was me operating one of the rods for one of these puppets. And the fact that David remembers this back from 1996.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And the fact that he connected me with the movie Pet Shop, which is another full moon movie about these little animals in a pet shop that were adopted and they turn into like space aliens. Yeah, and he's got this featurette, which, hey, David, if you have a link to this, if you convert it to your computer, I definitely want to see this because I don't think I've ever seen this featurette.
Wow. Well, thank you, David.
Yeah,
that's
thanks a lot.
awesome.
Now we got a ton of comments on the Muppets.
Yeah, on our Muppets episode, lots of you sharing your favorite Muppets and things, but we wanted to share a few here. So this comment is from Bryn McKinnon, and she says, "Good conversation. Love the Muppets. Grew up watching the Muppet Show on Sunday nights like Richard and Mark. Had a Miss Piggy puppet that I adored as a kid. I can still feel her and smell her when I think about her. Your show inspired me to look up more female Muppets because the only ones I could name were Miss Piggy, Janice, and the chicken. I found this page on the Muppet Wiki, recurring female Muppets. It's telling that there's no recurring male Muppets page."
Now, on this page, there are 31 female Muppets.
Yes. Wow.
So click to it. Let's go over a couple of these.
Okay.
All right, so we have Miss Piggy.
Yes. Annie Sue.
We have Annie Sue, who's another pig. Don't remember her. Beverly Plume.
Wow. We
Camilla.
got Denise. Another Denise.
The two Denises. And Fufu.
Yeah,
There's Janice.
Oh, Mildred is the one that always shows up in the dancing at the dance scenes.
Right. Jill is the blue something or other. She's in Muppets Take Manhattan.
Okay.
You have Skeeter. I think she's Scooter's younger cousin.
Oh, okay. Spamela is another pig. Oh, there's Summer Penguin. So she's, I guess, counted, even though she's new.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have Yolanda, who's a rat. Wow.
Yeah. she's a female peppy Rizzo the rat. She's a female Rizzo the rat.
Wow. So yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. They're just not many of them are recurring
or recognizable names.
Right.
Like Fozzie Bear and Ralph and yeah, exactly. So thank you, Bryn, for bringing that up. I love that.
Now, this next comment comes from James Rowan from our Facebook group, and he wrote, "I just listened to the show, and I'm surprised nobody said that Sarah was like Robin, the frog." Kermit's little nephew. "He brings a child's sense of wonderment and innocence to the Muppets, and I feel like that is Sarah in a nutshell." Whoo boy, I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Muppets, but they tend to trigger something deep inside of me. I can't hear Rainbow Connection without bawling like a baby. And that TV special where the Muppets found out about Jim Henson? Wow, I had to pull over when listening to that part of the podcast. When he died, I feel like the soul of the Muppets died with him. They have been good at times since then, but they've never been the same.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of agree. You can always tell.
Yeah, they really put their whole heart and soul into these characters, and I think that's why you feel that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hearing Yoda's voice as Frank Oz as Yoda there's like something that triggers deep inside that's different, you know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and when Steve Whitmire does Kermit, he took over for Jim Henson. You can tell the difference, but it's very, very close.
Right.
Jim Henson is Kermit the Frog, and Steve comes like 99.9% close to that voice quality, but Jim Henson is Kermit.
Yeah.
All right, this next one comes from Courtney Turkel.
She says, "Looking back at everything Muppets, I realize I probably never watched The Muppet Show. I watched Muppets Tonight." But it's almost the same thing, and I loved it, and I can't wait to binge watch The Muppet Show on Disney+.
So, Courtney, where are you? She's in the in the Sky Chat right now. Which
Yeah.
episode are you on?
Yeah, let us know. Oh, and then we asked in our Facebook group, who is your favorite Muppet and why? We got some great comments. Amanda Bakken says, I'm with Sarah and grew up on Muppet Babies and The Christmas Carol. Bean Bunny was always my favorite. I think I just always felt so bad for him. He didn't deserve the crap he got, and he was just so cute.
Oh. Eric Unkenhout says Rolf because he's cool and can play a mean piano.
Nice.
And Courtney comes back and says, I grew up watching Kermit. I grew up watching Kermit on Sesame Street, and that triggered a lot of responses from that comment, including Alan Sanborn, who said, my thoughts exactly. When the Muppet Show started, Kermit was already an old friend.
Aw, yes. Joshua Jordan says, sorry if I'm being cliche, but it would have to be Kermit. I love how chill he can be most of the time, but can also buckle under pressure sometimes. He is a very relatable Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Greg Norman says, absolutely Swedish Chef. But Animal is up there too. No, we gotta ask him why.
Yes.
Okay, Greg, why Swedish Chef? Just want to know.
There's about 3 people who loved Swedish Chef the best. Laura Bryce too. I love
Yeah.
Swedish Chef. Yeah, I'm very curious as to why that's your favorite Muppet, because he doesn't talk. Yeah, I mean he does. Right.
Yes.
Jerby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reynold Gobet says, obviously it's Kurt. No Gunt. No Animal. No Fuzz. Keeps changing his mind. Denise Power says, from the beginning, it was Kermit the Frog. I was in love. My mom even woke me up to watch Kermit the Frog on The Tonight Show. Oh, which your parents, Denise? Let us know. When the Muppet Show went up on the air, Miss Piggy was...
When the Muppet Show went on the air and Miss Piggy was...
When the Muppet Show went on the air and Miss Piggy was introduced, everyone loved her and me. I didn't like...
Yeah. So let me read it.
Okay, you read this one.
Okay. From the beginning, it
Read
was...
from,
Okay.
From Denise Power.
So this is from Denise Power. From the beginning, it was Kermit the Frog. I was in love. My mom even woke me up to watch Kermit and Jim Henson on The Tonight Show. When the Muppet Show went on the air and Miss Piggy was introduced, everyone loved her, and me, I didn't like her at all. Then one day, I realized why. Because she was after my frog! Now, I appreciate her, but I still fantasize about having green children with red hair and webbed feet. You know what? I totally get you, Denise, because Harrison Ford, Han Solo, was like mine, right? And only Leia could have him because I loved their relationship. But whenever Harrison Ford appeared in any other movie with any other actors, I got mad at them. I didn't like them. So I get it.
That's a girl thing, I guess.
It's a total girl thing.
So go to our Facebook group and you'll see a lot of comments and people's just different reactions to different Muppets and the ones they like, the ones they think they're they relate with the most. So go over there to our Facebook group and you'll see a lot of comments from people.
Rounds of trivia. And celebrity mugshot round went to Scott Rifen. And then Courtney Turkel won 2 rounds of trivia. Princess Lands and Disney Sidekicks. And then we had another round called Foreign Film Titles, and Rick Prado won that one. And overall, the winner was Rick Prado.
And he also got top honors for getting the most questions right with 32 out of 40. So who will be the first trivia pop culturist to get 40 out of 40?
Oh.
All right, now it's time for the Skywalker of the Month. All right, now it's time for the Skywalker of the Month. And now it's time... Congratulations, Glenn Stein!
Wow, you are a Skywalker of the Month. Thank you for watching everything we do and commenting and
playing
liking
the trivia. And any of you who are watching this live right now, don't tell Glenn, okay? It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
So, Sarah, how do you become a Skywalker of the Month?
Well, just, follow us, like us, comment. We see your comments, we see your emails, anything like that, and you could become a Skywalker of the Month. And just FYI, we have a Skywalker of the Month design on TeePublic. And I believe there's a sale coming up.
All right, everyone, we got a Zoom thing we got to do, so we're going to wrap up this a little bit later on, but this is only like a 2-minute outro. All right, everyone, so thanks for watching.
All right, you guys.
Thanks for playing. This will be out Thursday.
Yay! And you guys, thank you for watching, everyone.